I'm Eric Novak, and it's time to take a look at the 2023 Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid. So this is the 2023 Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid. It is the second generation or second version of a plug-in hybrid, but with the new Range Rover Sport launched just this year, we've got multiple powertrains. You've got your gas only, you've got your regular hybrids, you have diesel in some parts of the world, and you have your plug-in hybrids, which we have two basically versions of, or two options within that. Starting in 2024, next year, we will also see the first ever full battery electric vehicle in both the Range Rover and the Range Rover Sport. But with respect to the plug-in hybrid system, what we have here is the combination of a 3-liter inline turbo V6, and it's paired with a 105 kilowatt electric motor that is connected to a 31.8 kilowatt hour battery. This is the third generation design for the Range Rover Sport, and similar to the new Range Rover, a look at the exterior design offers both a sense of newness and familiarity with the overall appearance. Using what they call a reductive design philosophy, the overall silhouette of the Range Rover Sport is perhaps more recognizable for its aggressive simplicity than anything cutting edge or over the top per se. The 22-inch wheels on my tester were impressive, but when the adjustable air suspension of the Range Rover was at its lowest height, there certainly was a bit of a lowrider profile aesthetic going on. The air suspension has also the ability to rise to offer just over 11 inches of ground clearance in off-road mode. And off-road is where this Range Rover Sport is well equipped to thrive. This is thanks in part to its latest iteration of Terrain Response 2, which automatically detects the surface and terrain to adapt the chassis to best deal with the situation, prompting and informing the driver via the PHEV Pro touchscreen. The 2023 Range Rover Sport is the first Land Rover to feature adaptive off-road cruise control. This is an evolution of all-terrain progress control and allows the driver to set the desired speed and comfort level from a choice of 4 settings over rough surfaces, and allows the driver to focus solely on steering the vehicle across challenging terrain. Drivers can select one of 4 comfort settings, and the system intelligently adjusts the speed accordingly, allowing the driver to focus on steering. Despite its off-road capabilities, most Range Rovers seldom take on such challenges and instead stick to traditional roads and highways. To that end, there's a host of driving enhancements with the new Range Rover Sport, including all-wheel steering, torque vectoring by braking, and the electronic active differential. All Range Rover Sport variants include an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. But with the PHEV, I did notice a bit of a lag when driving in hybrid mode, where the vehicle itself determines the optimal blend of battery versus engine power. It's really interesting when you look at this plug-in hybrid and you see that it has a 31.8 kilowatt hour battery. It's actually 38.2 is the full size, but the usable element is 31.8 kilowatts. When you look at the very first Nissan Leaf, the 2012 Nissan Leaf, that had a 24.2 kilowatt hour battery as a full electric vehicle. I mean, it was lighter and it went about 120, 130 kilometers, but probably even a little more interesting to compare if you take a look at, say, the 2020 Hyundai Ioniq, the EV that was the only Ioniq before it became a sub-brand. That 2020 Ioniq actually had essentially the same size battery and electric motor as this plug-in hybrid does, and that it was a full electric. So it really is interesting to see that we have a plug-in hybrid that has basically output and storage for energy the same size as we've had with electric vehicles only a few years ago. And because it is such a large battery, this is only one of a couple plug-in hybrids that, in terms of charging, you have the ability to DC fast charge. You can actually take a 50 kilowatt DC fast charge with this Range Rover Sport, the plug-in hybrid, and that will get you from empty to 80% in about 40 minutes. But if you're doing a level 2 regular charging at home, you'd be looking at filling up from empty in about 5 hours. This is one of these cases. With plug-in hybrids, more often than not, you can get away with just doing trickle charging in a 110. And you can, but again, this is a battery that was once upon a time the right size for electrics. So because of that, if you just had a trickle charger, you're looking at 15 hours to fill up. So if you went into a vehicle such as this, if you're considering it, you would almost certainly want to have a level 2 home charger to do your overnight charging with. The reductive design philosophy used by Range Rover extends to the all-new interior as well, offering hallmark elements of simple yet effective design. The PHEV Pro infotainment system features a high-resolution floating 13.1-inch curved touchscreen positioned at the center of the modernist dashboard. It, along with the 13.7-inch interactive driver display with high-definition graphics, are effective but without being over the top, such as one might see in a Mercedes or BMW. Climate and drive controls are a combination of both physical knobs and tactile touchpoints. There's nothing too flashy here, but also nothing too concerning in any case. The new Range Rover Sport now includes Amazon Alexa, which works without a smartphone. Owners simply need to log in via their Amazon account for the vehicle's built-in eSIMs to provide connectivity. Wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto are both fitted as standard, which means smartphones can be tucked out of the way on the dedicated 15-watt wireless device charger, which is beneath the PHEV screen without the need for trailing wires. Now, I'll say that given the high output of the wireless charger, I did notice that my Samsung S21 was getting rather warm after longer charging periods, so just keep that in mind. For listening enjoyment, 2 powerful Meridian audio options are available, including the Meridian Signature sound system. It's the most advanced and powerful audio system ever fitted into a Range Rover Sport, with its 29 speakers, a new subwoofer, and up to 1,430 watts of amplifier power. It also includes 4 headrest speakers that enable those traveling in the 4 main seats of the vehicle to experience what they call personal sound zones. Now, to me, where Range Rover leads the pack is with their outstanding 22-way adjustable, heated, and ventilated electric memory front seats with massage function and wing headrests. The flagship seats are fantastic to sit in for longer journeys, while rear passengers benefit from ergonomically optimized seat geometry, which increases in legroom and greater knee clearance for greater comfort and support. Sometimes it's the little things that I enjoy about a vehicle, and with the Range Rover being British, something that I quite enjoy, because you don't hear it often, is when I'm using the voice commands and I'm speaking to it and the AI voice that speaks back, well, instead of that generic voice we hear all the time, it actually speaks with a British accent. Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me turn up my radio here so you can see I've got a sound. Hang on a sec here, let me give it a try. Tune to channel 53.
Tuning to channel 53.
Little British, I like it. This 2023 Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid comes as advertised. It's all the luxury you expect in a Range Rover and the capability with a plug-in hybrid battery that is larger than some of the early EVs, great range. It really is an ideal choice for someone in this category looking for this type of vehicle. And I'm really looking forward to that full EV next year. But until then, this was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching this review. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you are subscribed, make sure you are ringing the bell so that you're notified of every time I upload something new. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching.